It began with a sound that cracked through the air like a whip, a paper bag bursting, followed by cruel laughter. Mallgoers turned toward the commotion, only to see an elderly man stumble backward, clutching his chest as his shopping spilled across the glossy floor. People slowed their steps. Some paused. Most did nothing. Their eyes flickered to the scene and away, as if pretending not to see could somehow make the moment vanish. The old man, his hands trembling, bent down to gather his items, a tin of dog food, a loaf of bread, some medication, and a worn brown wallet. A man in a leather jacket stepped forward and kicked the wallet further down the corridor. The others laughed again. 3 of them. All of them around 28 years old. Young, but not kids. Adult men who should have known better. Their confidence sharpened by the lack of resistance around them. One filmed the scene on his phone. Another leaned in close to the elderly man's face. "What's the matter, Grandpa? Did we knock the wind out of your century-old lungs?" the ringleader sneered, towering over the man who looked to be in his 70s, maybe 80s. Frail but proud. Still trying to keep his balance, still trying not to cry. A few feet away, seated on a bench beside a large indoor fountain, a man wearing a gray hoodie and black baseball cap watched quietly. He held a coffee in one hand and a shopping bag in the other. His face, partially obscured by the cap, was unreadable, but his eyes never left the scene. Jason Statham was supposed to be off-grid that day. No cameras. No fans. Just a quiet stroll through the mall after filming had wrapped in the city. But what he saw ignited something deep within him, older than his fame, older than his career. It was the fire of justice. Of decency. Of not letting the world forget what kindness and strength truly meant. The bullies weren't done. One of them grabbed the old man's coat and gave it a tug, nearly toppling him. "Maybe next time bring someone who can fight for you," he mocked. Shoppers kept walking, some with heads bowed, some recording on their phones, none stepping in. The old man's face flushed with shame. His eyes pleaded with the crowd for dignity more than help. Jason stood. He walked forward, calm and deliberate, every step echoing off the mall tiles. As he approached, the man with the phone turned his camera toward him, grinning like a game was about to begin. "Hey, look who wants to be a hero," the one in the leather jacket jeered. "You queuing up for your turn, old man?" Jason stopped a few feet away, just close enough for the tension to crackle in the air between them. He removed his cap. The 3 men fell momentarily silent. "No way," one whispered. "Is that?" Jason looked down at the elderly man, gently lifted his fallen groceries, and helped him to his feet. "You okay, sir?" The old man nodded weakly, more stunned than hurt now. "I'll be all right. Thank you." Jason turned toward the bullies. His voice was low, even, calm, but it carried a weight that dropped like iron. "Let me guess. You thought he was an easy target because he's older. Because you knew no one would stop you. You thought you'd get a laugh. Maybe some likes online." Leather jacket puffed his chest. "And what, you think you're gonna scare us because you're famous or something?" Jason stepped closer. "No. Not because I'm famous. Because I've seen your type before. Loud, until it's time to back it up. Tough, until someone tougher walks in." The lead bully scoffed and took a swing. Bad decision. In one fluid move, Jason dodged the punch, twisted the man's arm, and swept his legs out from under him. He hit the floor hard, gasping. The others backed up instinctively, not so brave now. Jason didn't strike again. He didn't have to. "I don't need to fight you," Jason said, kneeling beside the man. "You already lost the moment you thought this was funny." Security arrived, alerted by the earlier commotion and the growing crowd. They quickly separated everyone and reviewed footage from witnesses' phones. The bullies, grown men, 28 years old, not kids, were escorted out. One of them cried. Another pleaded. None of them laughed anymore. Jason stayed by the elderly man's side, helping him to a bench and retrieving his scattered items. "Let's call someone to pick you up," Jason offered. The man shook his head. "I can get home. Just, thank you." Most people wouldn't have done anything. Jason gave a soft smile. Then the world needs more people who will. Before leaving, Jason turned to the surrounding crowd, still filming, still silent. Don't wait for someone else to stand up. You saw what happened. Don't let fear or apathy be your excuse next time. The video, of course, went viral. But not just because of Jason Statham's involvement. What truly resonated was the message behind it. It wasn't about action stunts or celebrity justice. It was about the men who stood when everyone else sat. About courage when it wasn't convenient. About dignity defended. Later, in an interview, Jason was asked if he planned to do more of these real-life hero moments. He chuckled and replied, "I didn't plan that one either. I just did what anyone should have done." But deep down, everyone knew that's what made it powerful. It wasn't staged. It wasn't rehearsed. It was real. And the ending. It didn't blow minds with explosions or twists, it blew minds because, in a world so used to turning away, someone finally stepped forward. And that changed everything.